Mr. 1135, Jay Leno. Take 2 aspirin and call him in the morning. From ER, George Clooney. Cheese 90210, Gabrielle Carteris. And LA's former police chief, Daryl Gates. And now, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you. Thank you. And for once, I deserve that because I have good news. The baseball strike looks like it may be over. They're getting close, and it's going to be, that is good news for the people who are selling concessions, the people who are selling souvenirs, and especially the people who are selling clean urine. I mean, because the players, So, this is our Friday show, and as you know, tomorrow night, daylight savings time, everybody sets their clocks back, except, of course, for Newt Gingrich, who is trying to set the clock back 40 years. So, that's... Hold on. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Also, in the world of politics, did you see this? Arlen Specter, senator from Pennsylvania, has thrown his hat in the ring, and he is going to run for president. And he's Jewish. He is. He says he thinks the country is ready for a Jewish president. I got news for you, Arlen. The country is just now getting comfortable with Jewish accountants. I don't know about it. In the world of non-Jews, the Pope has issued a new encyclical. You know what that is? That's a thing where he lays down the law. He's not screwing around. No, the Pope. And this one is condemning contraception. The Pope says not only is contraception morally wrong, but, you know, with those rubbers, you can't feel a thing anyway. So, I mean, what is the big... Joke, please. Don't write in, you papists. Now, Mike Tyson scotched a rumor today. They thought he was going to dump Don King, but he said no. Don King is his manager and his promoter for now and forevermore. And Don King said he felt 10 feet tall, 15 with the hair. You know, I mean. No, Don King is taking care of everything. He has laid out a rough schedule for Mike Tyson. He said before he sets up a title fight, he wants to fix a few preliminary fights first. Now, Tyson, at the press conference, he looked like he was in pretty good shape. He was jabbing a little with reporters, and on the way out, he pinched 2 photographers. So he's pretty much in shape. And finally, President Clinton, did you hear this, is mad at himself. He is, because, you know, he left for Haiti today on the first presidential trip to Haiti in 60 years, and wouldn't you know, he forgot rolling papers. Hey, it's all been sanitized for your protection. Thank you. Let's meet our panel first. For 15 years, he was the police chief for the city of Los Angeles, Mr. Daryl Gates. Thank you, sir, for being here. I do appreciate it. Sit down. All right, she stars on Beverly Hills 90210. Come fall, she will host her own nationally syndicated daily talk show, Gabrielle Carteris. Hello, beautiful. Thank you. And he stars on this season's most highly acclaimed new series, ER, as if I have to tell you, George Clooney.
Uh-oh, Bill.
Oh, man, you must be getting a lot.
I don't want to talk about it here.
And finally, what can I say about this guy? He was the first guy to call me after my first Tonight Show in 1982. And he now hosts that show, and he's the first guy I call when I need to know what's going on in this business. My friend, Mr. Jay Leno.
Give me a card. Give me a card.
Look
at this. No, I'll show you something. Look at this. Give me a card. Look at this. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is from the nose up. Nose up. Which one? Huh? Same guy? Same guy?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Damn it. Leave me out of this conversation.
Jerry, that's the difference between your show and mine. You do stupid like that. and I have serious subjects to talk about.
Yes,
right. See if you can
let's get to
put your thinking cap on.
All right.
The first serious subject I was talking to you. Now, are you familiar with Senator Daryl Patrick Moynihan?
Yes, I am.
All right, he is.
Three names must be an assassin.
No.
Either an assassin or a Miss America, one or the other. Three names means assassin or Miss America.
Oh, why don't you do a comedy bit about that?
All right, go ahead. What about it?
All right. He, many years ago, coined the phrase defining deviancy downward, which you know what I'm talking about? Which meant that he said that behavior in this country is defined downward because we keep getting lower and lower in what we put as a standard.
Hence the show.
This one are yours.
I guess you weren't
It's a chill in the room.
Beaker, gotta get me a baton, would you, Daryl?
But let me get my video camera. No.
What happened?
We don't use those anymore.
All right.
Yeah, they're out now.
They're out.
I was
Pepper spray.
I was watching a Patrick Swayze movie, which is a crime in itself. Fatherhood. Everybody see the movie Fatherhood?
What flight were you on?
I tell you, it was so bad I walked out.
Really?
But I'm not picking on this movie in particular, but there's a lot of movies like this where they try to glorify a criminal. A criminal is a glamorous thing to be in a movie.
Right,
or in a TV show. And in the movie he goes, he's a criminal, but he says, you know, man, I robbed drug dealers. So we can go, oh, well, you know, you're not real, you rob drug dealers. What is that? Then I saw this movie, The Assassin or something, where the guy is with the little French girl, and he's an assassin, but he says, I never do women or children. Oh, well, you only kill people with a penis. Oh, yeah, that's okay.
That's okay, isn't it?
My question, isn't it dangerous for society when you define deviancy downward like this?
Yeah, and there's no question about it, but the public buys that stuff because the system of justice doesn't work in this country, hasn't worked for a long period of time. Crime is out of control, drugs are out of control, violence is out of control, and so the public buys into that stuff, and Hollywood is ready, willing, and able to provide it to a willing public.
Boy, there's no hope there, is there?
Thank God for TV.
There you go, you got me.
People are tired of violence. That's what sent Republicans to Washington. Is, the violence, the violence in America. And,
so now you have all the criminals in one place.
Yeah.
All right, we have to take a break, but
We've got them all centered.
We'll talk more about it.
If you'd like to be a member of our studio audience, call 212-512-8959.
We were talking about defining deviancy downward. It's a little highbrow for Jay Leno, but George, you...
Oh, I understand completely about it.
You were saying something before we broke?
No, I said nothing before we broke because Jay kept talking. I saw the Sam Peckinpah film the other day, the Wild Bunch. They just
re-released.
They re-released, and you know they shot a woman because she cheated on her husband, and it seemed okay. I don't know that we've really changed that much over the years. We've always kind of had, we've kind of enjoyed all of that. You know,
But the government sets no standard. Look at lottery, state lottery. They say gambling is up, among high school kids. They can't imagine why. Well, every time you turn on the TV, a yacht, a so-and-so, stuff you could never even get for $1 million. I mean, this $1 million lottery, and they show people gambling in this, and you get this, and you get it for free, and they wonder why gambling is something. You have the state condoning this. They say gambling is all right, these things are all right, and it just...
I couldn't agree more, and it pains me. But, to agree with you, but I agree, when the government is in the business of telling people that fate, you know, is not in their hands. It's just, you know, whatever might happen. What is the slogan in the lottery? You never know? Is that a way?
I'll tell you something. You know I like antique cars and all that kind of stuff.
I think the whole world does.
Well, whenever I drive, like, quote, a fancy car, and kids stop me, they ask me if they don't recognize me, they would say, are you a drug dealer or did you win the lottery? Now, when I was a kid and I saw somebody successful, those would be the last two things I would probably ask. I'd probably think a businessman or something, but I wouldn't say drug dealer or lottery.
But you're blaming that on TV?
Well, I blame it on the fact...
Specifically your show.
Specifically,
Yeah, well,
yes, it is your show.
but my character doesn't drive, so it's all right.
That's really an interesting point. And who are these kids who don't know who you are?
I can't imagine.
Where are they?
They just watch cable, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, good kids.
The smart ones.
What about when they give condoms to school kids? I mean, isn't that also sort of defining deviancy
You
down?
know, I thought it was a big day when I got my class ring. Okay, so to me...
Why would giving condoms define deviancy?
Well, I mean, it's sort of because it's the same idea. It's like saying we can't really stop the problem, so we're just going to move the goalposts. It's the same thing in Chicago. They took out push-button payphones because the drug dealers were using them. They said, well, if they don't have push-button phones, then they can't use their beepers.
You're saying sex is deviant?
I'm not saying, well, when you're 12, yes.
Well, it's not just, but I don't think condoms are going.
Hey,
It's
man.
I think it was Jay that...
Looked like he was 16.
I think it was Jay that one time said that they're going to make stealing cars legal so that we can do something about traffic.
Proving not everyone can do comedy, and I think he's proven that what was once...
I said you did it. You did it.
But you did not say I did it that badly. I think I did a little better than that.
But it makes the point that you can legalize almost anything. You can make it okay by legalizing it. And that's exactly what we've done with gambling.
There are a number of conservatives, William F. Buckley among them, who say that legalizing drugs, for example, would actually help the problem. I would have to agree with that. You don't think so?
No.
It hasn't proven so in Amsterdam.
What happened?
And Amsterdam has a big drug problem, even though it's legal there. Yes, Amsterdam Avenue in New York.
You know, they're elitists. They think that you can legalize all those things. That's what they are. They're conservatives.
Yeah, but they
You're
also
right.
never had to worry about.
But they're elitists, and they don't have to worry about all the people out there that can't use drugs and do use them and destroy their
What do
lives.
you mean
All the
can't,
kids.
people who can't afford drugs?
No. Can't handle the drugs. Can't handle the drugs.
Yes, but
They
do
have
we define everything
addictive-
by the people who can't handle them?
Addictive personalities. All
That's-
of those. Yeah, you look at the kids.
That's
If you legalize it, is it cheaper? How much is crack now? They can get crack for like $1. I mean, so you bring in big business, they get it down to 90 cents. I mean, how much is crack? I mean, you can buy, it's like nothing.
Jay, you don't know how much crack is because you never buy crack like I do.
How much is it?
I'm sorry, young lady, I cut you off.
No, I just asked how much is it. I mean, I thought you knew.
I don't know. I have never done crack, and it makes me feel old.
What
Because
a
there was a
bummer.
time when I knew where to get all the drugs. You know, I hear it on the news, crack is everywhere, and I'm thinking, I can't get crack. I mean, I'm an old fart. Anyway, I have to take a break. We'll come right back.
Got a problem with any of this? Well, write to us at Politically Incorrect, 514 West 57th Street, New York, New York, 10019.
Okay, I wanted to take up a point you made about people who don't know how to handle drugs, but that's a minority, and it's really not fair to, I think, to punish everybody else.
It's not a minority. It's a minority, yeah, but it's an enormous slice of our population.
I saw Daryl smoking a bong back there.
But he didn't inhale. Sorry.
Do you ever have
really, and how about women? How about women who use crack? You mentioned crack, who are pregnant. And then we've got the crack babies. Have you ever seen a crack baby? It's pathetic.
I understand that. Of course it is, but I mean, the whole class shouldn't have to stay after because a couple of people screw up.
Yeah, we should. We should. If we're going to have a civilized society, if we're going to have a civilized nation,
we've gone past.
If we're going to have a healthy nation, we ought to.
We're going to have a healthy nation. We should put them all to work and educate them, and then people who don't commit crimes won't commit crimes. Very few rich people are going around, you know, committing crimes and selling drugs.
But do you ever have a...
Very few rich people,
except for, you know, well, we'll leave OJ out of this.
Do you ever have a drink yourself?
Of course.
A drink?
A drink.
That's a drug.
Sure it is.
Okay.
Should that be legal or illegal?
No question about it. It's legal. It's legal.
As a policeman, you probably know that more violent crimes are committed from alcohol than any other drug.
No
but that's legal.
Alcohol.
What happened?
Alcohol.
Good idea.
Let me just say this. Throughout our history, when the alcohol consumption has gone down, particularly during Prohibition, and this is a misused information all the time, when alcohol consumption goes down, crime goes down. Crime goes down.
During the
Social
Prohibition, crime went down during the Prohibition?
Right.
You betcha. You betcha.
But
It went down. If you
also fun and getting laid goes down. and maybe that's too high a price to pay.
Well, I mean, but you know,
What is the topic now? I'm lost.
Right.
Somehow we
Is
got
it
Al
sex and
Capone and
fun?
somebody. What is the topic now?
I'll give you a topic. You have to be so linear, Jay. You ought to loosen up because you've never, you probably have been sober your whole life.
No, I've been sober my whole life. I don't
I mean,
like alcohol. I don't like drugs. But I was
See,
in high
that to
school
me
and
is
college.
unnatural. That is very unnatural. God put things on the earth so that we never always have to see the exact same reality. Animals get high. I mean, even in church, they drink wine. Rastafarians smoke the Rasta. I mean, it is...
I know you go to Rastafarian church quite regularly. I know you would fit.
Anywhere he can get it. Anywhere you can get it.
Come in,
Jay,
Jay.
you're not a chicken, but you eat eggs. I know that.
Yes, I do eat eggs. You're right.
I see.
What are you talking
it
about? You're high
That's
right
because
now.
he's going to
High right now. So which came first, the crack or the egg? Is that what you're saying? Crack or the egg?
I'm
Which
saying
came first?
it is.
What are you talking about?
It is unnatural to
I'm
be.
turning into Seinfeld. What is unnatural?
It is unnatural to be sober all the time. That's why
Why
you're.
is that
Stupidest
That's
I've
why
ever
you
heard
are
in my
such
life.
an oddball,
The
Jay. You are not normal.
only
Even
time.
Daryl Gates drinks.
Yes, but we're the same age. Look. And he's in much better shape, eh?
He's looser than you are, Jay.
That's because he's drunk. They carried him in here.
He was doing the bong hits in the back.
What is the subject tonight?
Where do you stand on this, young lady?
Where do I stand on this? I don't think that taking drugs is natural, and I think that our body...
You've never taken a drug?
Yes, I've definitely taken drugs, but I don't take them now, and I personally think, because particularly of my experience, and I would say this, and I mean, a lot of young people who watch our show, it's important for them to learn the same thing. I don't think that drugs are a part of our bodies. I think when people use that, it's because they want...
How preposterous.
Yeah,
Why
but you eat eggs.
I do, and no, but the idea, when you're saying that, obviously it's because you enjoy doing drugs. It doesn't make it natural, and
Why did God put those things on the earth? Are you saying God made a
put
mistake?
a lot of things on this earth. A lot of things go on in this world. Doesn't mean...
uranium?
Why don't you take some plutonium?
Why don't you take some plutonium?
Yeah, it's just...
Because plutonium, you have to unnaturally dig it out of the ground, whereas
no.
whereas mushroom,
Shoot into your neck.
mushroom.
I said, when you turn over around, look, a hypodermic needle under the tree.
No, but that's very glib of
think
you,
it's
Jay.
the- I
haven't
Typical
seen
of
any
you and
LSD.
your
I think it sounds like
inattentive
you just want to
attitude.
justify taking drugs.
But you eat eggs.
I don't eat eggs because I'll tell you something. The big surprise for you is going to come, my friend, when you find that eggs and the meat you eat is going to be worse for you than pot. We have to take a break. more segment, and I thought since we have 4 people who are in such the public eye, I'd ask one more theory of mine, which you may find less crackpot than the last one.
Hardly.
Now, you would find this, I think you might agree with this, because my theory is this. Bullfighting in Spain, people in this country say it's barbaric because they stick picks in a dumb animal's back, and how awful. They torture that animal. In this country, we would not do it to a bull. We do it in this country, I think, to celebrities. They are our bulls.
Well, there's a bit of a difference. I mean, we all volunteer to be celebrities, you know. The bull doesn't start off going, the bull doesn't go, hey, you know what, later I'm thinking when I get older, you know, I want you to cut that little muscle in the back of my neck so I can't lift my head, and then stab me and through the damn heart. You know, oh, that's a good thing.
That's not always true. He didn't volunteer to be a celebrity. He wanted to be a policeman. Cato was here last night. He didn't volunteer.
But he's doing very well with his celebrity.
I think Cato definitely volunteered.
Cato did not volunteer. He witnessed something. And they're very mean.
According to him. You know, there was a theory, at one time he was a suspect. They thought he may have done it, but then the police realized, no, that would have meant he had to get off the couch. So, they quickly run past that.
Oh, you with your jokes. Very funny. But
now, what is your thought? I totally disagree with you, by the way.
You do not, because
Yes,
I've
I
talked
do.
to you about this, and you've taken
you
your...
know, for this kind of dough, you can stick real things in my back.
Oh, that's...
Now, you know, I've been through the whole thing with me and Dave and the press. They like you one day, they hate you the next day. Oh, grow up. If you can't handle it, please. I mean, take his job as a policeman. Good heavens, you're down there. People are shooting at you. They're firing guns at you for, what do the policemen make, $35,000, $42,000, whatever it is. That is a lot harder. You go through a lot more than you're in some, oh, look, the Inquirer said, they made fun of me. You know, really, if you can't.
Jay, how many times have you called me up late at night weeping on the phone? Oh, yeah. I understand that is what you say in public, but you know that it hurts you. I mean, the fact
I didn't say it doesn't hurt you. Anytime someone says something nasty about you, sure, it hurts you. But what I'm saying is, we make our living making fun of everybody else. Good heavens, if you can't take it when they come after you, that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, but you can all say in the back of your mind, well, all right, I mean, good heavens, I make fun of Cato, I make fun of OJ. If I can't take it when they give it back,
what about Michael Jackson? Do you think that, I mean, after the way they come after him, I wouldn't be surprised if he became a sort of a nutcase recluse. I mean...
Could happen.
All it takes is one lawyer to call one press conference, and your reputation is ruined. They
or
could
one
say,
10-year-old boy, but you know.
I didn't even ask him here. I didn't ask him to come here.
No, they could do it to you tomorrow. They could say...
Last week I was on the cover of the National Enquirer. It said, I sleep with a pig.
And who
moved out a year ago, you know. No, I have a pet pig. Daryl just moved away from me. Oh, well. Yeah, I get teed off on all the time now. I didn't expect it to be mean, and it has gotten mean. Certain times it gets mean. It comes with the territory. The difference between that and a bullfight is, I mean, there is a difference. The difference is the bull didn't volunteer. I mean, it is brutal. It's gory. Have you ever really seen a bullfight, by the way? Because I was in Spain last year. They bring it out. They parade around. They cut the muscles so he can't lift his head in case he might gore you. They stick all the spears in the world in him. They taunt him. As soon as the bull gets close, they hide behind this wooden fence like, don't get here, Mr. Ball. And then the clowns come out, and then they jump out and they cut it, they stab it through the back to the heart. It drops, it doesn't die right away, it bleeds out of the mouth. And then they cut his ears off and run around going, aren't I brave?
Same thing with Woody Allen.
Exactly.
They did the exact same thing.
And then you went and had a steak right afterwards.
Exactly. I mean,
there is a difference.
Well, quite frankly, I think the media goes too far in digging up dirt about, you know, making jokes. I have no problem with that. I really don't. I think that's fun. I think that's something that we can do and laugh about, and I think we ought to do more of that and laugh about it. But some of the crap that the media digs up to fill up that hour on the 6 o'clock, the 7 o'clock news, the 11 o'clock news.
I wouldn't change it for anything. It's still a free press, and it's still for every excess this way, you have an excess the other way. I mean, all the things that were uncovered. I mean, look at the Soviet Union. I remember when 3 Mile Island had the meltdown, the Soviets were on Nightline saying, in our country this could never happen because in our system, and they had the worst possible nuclear reactors you could imagine, but because there was not a free press, because people didn't get it out. So the fact that, oh, they're a little hard on somebody or they make up some facts once in a while, I will put that against the alternative.
You heard it here, Jay Leno favoring the Soviet Union. I want to thank my guests, Daryl Gates, George Clooney, Jay Leno, and Gabrielle Carteris. See you from LA tomorrow with Dick Clark, Jackie Collins, Dave Allen, Gloria Allred. Take care, folks.